That's life.
Yes.
What are we dealing with?
It's about the campaign trail which has been
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, thank you so much for accepting to invite us to your home, and apologies for invading your privacy. Yeah, but it won't take much of your time because you are on the last lap of the campaign trail.
The last day.
First of all, very briefly, how has the experience been on the campaign trail?
It was a tough experience. It was a brutal experience. We had to contend with beatings, with tear gas on a daily, pepper sprays, physical beatings, and some of our friends were killed on the campaign trail, shot by the military. But by the grace of God, we are here. We've been able to make it to the last day of the campaign.
And how ready is your team on polling the agents, monitoring the polls, because you have a slogan of trying to make sure that your vote, counts and nothing.
Absolutely. We have already deployed our colleagues to monitor the polling, the elections. But as you must have heard, some of our colleagues are being arrested. Even our polling agents are in hiding, and yet they have to work, they have to perform their duty on Thursday. So this is supposed to be an election, but it's more less war. More than 750 of our colleagues are in prison already as we speak right now.
Yeah. Yesterday I was at your rally, and I spoke to some of your biggest fans from the ghetto, Kambodsha. Yes. In fact, I have an appointment with them from here, and they have great hopes in you. What are those 3 things that you really want to do for them, the youth, and in the Gen Z in general?
Now, saying 3 is really limiting you, but now that you said 3, I'll say 3.
Go ahead as well.
First and foremost, we want to demystify power. We want to hand back power to the people. Take it out of the hands of the military. We want to demilitarize. Right now, the president is like a god, and this saying order from above, which must end, and that ends with a new Uganda with an old Uganda. In a new Uganda, the people will be the true masters. A vote will matter. We want to give back our people to vote, and they can vote in a leader and vote out a leader. We want to open up our economy to ensure that it is not closed. Most importantly, we want to free political prisoners and to unite our country, to bring everybody on board so we can plan as citizens of the country regardless of political persuasion.
Before I let you off the hook, you have a very busy day. I'm mindful of that. Yeah. I spoke to some voters who are undecided. They're going to vote for the first time, but they're undecided.
Yes.
That's one, and then you can combine it with, if you were to speak to the nation right now, what would that message be?
First of all, those that are undecided, I want them to vote for a vote. I want them to vote for the right to vote. To vote for the power of a vote, to ensure that their vote counts. Now a vote doesn't count because he who has the gun controls it. We want to defeat the gun by vote. We want to defeat violence with non-violence. This vote is to assert ourselves as Ugandans and say, now we are taking back our country. For the first time, Ugandans should, and I believe are going to, elect one of them and put that person in the seat of the presidency. It is the first time. When I'm elected as president, I'll be the first democratically elected president of this country. We've never elected a president into office since independence, 63 years ago. Now this is our opportunity to elect a president.
And that one message that you, if you were to speak to the nation right now, what would that message be to the Ugandans? Not only those inside the country, but because we're being followed by many
to the people of Uganda, in Uganda and outside Uganda. This is not a mere election. This is re-owning our country. This is a vote for citizenship, to be citizens of Uganda without an expiry date. And citizens who matter. They should know that the countries that have developed, they don't develop because their leaders are so holy or their leaders are so good. No, things are done right in these countries because their citizens are empowered and are going to take no nonsense from a leader. The citizens are the true masters. That is what we want to get in this vote. So when you're going out there to vote, you're voting for citizenship. You're voting for the right to be a Ugandan that lives in dignity. You're voting for the power of a vote. You are voting for a vote. Because right now you don't have a vote. It is Museveni that decides everything. But if we fire him, if we vote a leader, we will be getting a servant leader. So you're voting for servant leadership. You're voting for the rule of law. You're voting for democracy, for the restoration and assertion of democracy. You're voting for respect of human rights. You are voting for servant leadership.
And in a line or two, Thursday, after the vote, you're sure of victory?
Without a doubt, we are sure we are going to win this election. What we want the people of Uganda, that is a given. But what we want the people of Uganda to do is to make sure that when they win this election, when we win this election, it is respected. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Bobi.
Thank you.
And wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And hopefully we shall catch up again in the election day and after.
Definitely.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I was Isaac Mugabe live at Bobi Wine's residence, and he's still on the campaign trail. This is his last day, and hopefully we shall make it there and bring it to you live on Facebook whenever we can. Thank you and bye.
All right, Mr. President, bwatyo bwabadde olunaku lwaleero ava kwogerako eri bannamawulire naddala aba DW Africa era ebigambo byayogedde ndowooza kansubire nti mubifunye bulungi nnyo. So tugenda kuddamu tukutuuseeko ensonga zonna nga Mr. President asimbula okuva wali emagere bwe sigala ku mukutu Keke TV wokka olw'ensonga omwana wa maama ensonga zonna w'olina okuzifuna. So bwatyo Mr. President bwayogeddeko eri bannamawulire ba DW Africa era nga byayogedde byonna kansubire nti mubiwulidde bulungi nnyo. Tugenda kwongera batuusaako ensonga zonna naddala Mr. President nga asimbula era wetwogerera essaawa zino agenda kuba asimbula olunaku lw'eggulo twabagambye nga mubiyita byakusaaga kakati olunaku lw'eggulo Salimu Kibirige agambye Keke kwe siva. Twagala abantu bwe batyo olw'ensonga ku Keke TV Uganda tubaleetera ensonga nyingi nnyo mwana maama ate zotasobola kusuubira wantu walala oba kufuna wantu walala. Gwe wenna ampuliriza bw'oba tobaddeeko Mr. President ng'ayogera nsaba onzikirize empozi nkuddiremu interview eno oba live video eno ebadde wali emagere. Nsaba onzikirize njikuddiremu bw'oba wakatuuka ogirabe bulungi nnyo nga bwe tumulindirire okuba nga ate asimbula kubanga ssaawa yonna agenda kuba asimbula mwana wa maama yeeyongereyo. Kankuliremu live video eno katono nnyo then tugende mu maaso n'okuba nga ate tweyongerayo nga Mr. President akola atya asimbula kuba agenda kusimbula akadde akatali kawala nnyo naye nsaba onzikirize nkuddiremuko live video eno nga bwebadde oba live interview nga bwebadde ng'ayogerako n'aba DW Africa. Eggulo mwamulabye ku CNN ate ne BBC. Right now ali ku DW Africa era ng'amaliriza naye agenda kusimbula akadde kano. Kagikuliremu katono nnyo.